Our fire team, there they are. Check out those handsome devils. Hello, Warlock. Hello, Titan. Hello, Hunter. Take it away. They are playing an adventure entitled The Up and Up. So you are clear to engage. You are clear to go through this gate into the Infinite Forest. Dave Matthews, point of order before we delve too deep into the machine here. Refresh our memory in a couple of sentences, if you would, as to exactly what the Infinite Forest is.
The Infinite Forest is a large VEX simulation that's constructed to explore all the infinite possibilities throughout time that ultimately brings about their success and their goals. And this also happens to be the last place that Osiris was seen going into. Ikora is the person that puts you into motion to go and find Osiris, which ultimately will lead you into the Infinite Forest.
So Osiris was lost to time, lost to all of the infinite realities that the Vex are investigating, and this is their machine inside the core of Mercury. I mean, they've hollowed it out like a pumpkin and used it as a construct. We can see, much like the public event, the landscape is propagating here as we move through it. And how exactly is that happening?
So we have been working on this for a bit. This is a really exciting new addition to Destiny. This is kind of capitalizing what I like to think of as the unknown, right? So these are spaces built by our artists. There's variants that they have, and this with these encounters were built by our designers. The difference is that these are put together kind of like a set of Lego blocks, where you will have a piece that is fun to play on, but those will be connected by your PlayStation 4 or your PC, and built in a way that will be different every time. They will connect differently. You might not see half of the pieces for your playthrough. There is no rhyme or reason in how they are connected, besides that they connect to another reality.
So this is not necessarily procedurally generated. These are set pieces that you have created to provide players with a good and interesting experience as they move through the space.
Yes.
But we have random combinations of set pieces. We have random combinations of enemies.
I think I'd probably say they're more intelligently assembled than random.
Yeah.
And the idea behind it is that we want to make sure that not only is from beginning to end, as you move from the present into either the past, present, or future on the other side of the Infinite Forest, that you have a solid experience that I think is probably, I think it's one of the strengths that we have at Bungie, and we want to make sure that this holds up to that same bar.
Yep. So the unknown is a thing that I'm really excited about, because I feel like if you've played Destiny for any period of time, you start to know how things work out. And this guaranteed every time you come here, you will play something you have not experienced prior. This will be different every time. In this space, you can see there's a red gate, and there are these demon characters. So there's a Vex AI that hides itself as one of the combatant races. So for example, this is the Hive. The Hive have never actually fought the Vex in a Destiny game up to this point. Any of the 4 combatant races are available and will be plopped into any of these encounters. And there's, like I said, there are the demons that are actually Vex AI that they will basically hold players up. And so you need to find the demon so that you can unlock the gate. If you check a look at the skybox, there's just so much more. Like, you can see things way out there. There's a bunch of different possibilities. We really want it to feel like there's this kind of big expanse, and you can be and go anywhere. That's our hope, is that we instill in that.
So their objective on this adventure, the Up and Up, is to step into the future. And exactly how does that work in this space?
So I can totally speak.
Yeah.
So when we built the entire destination Mercury, the notion of thinking about Mercury as 4 distinct locations. One, which is the present, which is kind of boots on the ground, which we were just seeing where the public event is.
Yes.
There's the Infinite Forest, which is what we're looking at right now. And then there's the end caps to all of those, where the Infinite Forest takes us. So into the past, into the other aspects of the present, and then into the future. And what you're seeing here is that as we're progressing through that conduit between what was the public space, ultimately we're going to step through and we're going to arrive at a final destination in this simulation, which is into the dark future.
Yes.
So Mercury as a destination is the sum of all of its parts.
Absolutely.
We have different versions of Mercury as we move through time. We have this infinite forest, which is sort of the nexus of all of those exploration experiences.
I like to think of the Infinite Force as kind of like an action subway that takes you from the present day into the simulation and into one of the simulated past, present, and future. This is definitely a different way of thinking about destinations, but I think it's really exciting because there's a lot of opportunities for players seeing new things all the time and replaying and seeing and giving that sense of the unknown, the sense of wonder.
We now see here that we've stepped into a different vision.
Yes.
This is the dark future. This is where the Vex have won. There's nothing else. There's no light. There's no dark. There's only the Vex.
You can see our dead sun in the distance of the skybox there.
And in the case of this simulation, the Fallen are here too, because this is a Vex simulation that the Vex are saying, hey, what would happen in the dark future when we win if the Fallen were to survive?
All possible realities. Let's take a look at every single reality that is possible in this universe.
Yes.
And then let's take the steps we need to take in order to get to the one we like the best.
Yes.
Right.
Correct.
God, I just so want that in my life.
Yes. You can have it. Curse of Osiris.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Yeah, aesthetically, we wanted to make sure that each of those locations inside of Mercury felt really, really different, unique.
Yep.
So this one, we want to obviously make it feel cold, a little hopeless.
Nothing to light the way but a million red glaring Vex eyeballs.
Yes.
So, and then you saw kind of like the sun-scorched, sun-parched areas of the present, kind of that surrealistic, floating world of mystery that is the Infinite Forest. And then you'll get a chance to see what the past is like as well.
Yeah, I'm not even playing. Whenever and my palms are sweating.
Yeah.
Whenever you guys do this jumping puzzle, you're gonna fall to your death crap.
Yes.
It induces a very strong sense of vertigo.
So all the adventures have a theme. The up and up adventures play around with this concept that you're making progress and you're doing these kind of high wire, dangerous, palm sweaty jump puzzles.
Yep.
We have other adventures as well that have their own gameplay theme. I really like the way that the adventure team handled this because they took these very disparate, different parts, different adventure gameplay fields, and they made adventures for them. And I think someone just fell to their death.
Did they? Did they?
Oh. Anyway.
Nope. They all made it.
And so yeah, when you do different adventures, they absolutely have a very distinct gameplay feel to them, and it's a really nice. You could play a bunch of them and never feel like, oh, I'm never be confused about, am I playing this one or another one? It's very clear.
Time to eliminate the fallen captain.
Yep.
Going down a little bit easier for you, Deej? A little less stress-inducing?
Just a little.
Oh.
Just a little.
And so, like I said, all these adventures also have all the different combatant races options. So you'll play an adventure sometimes with a Hive, and sometimes you'll play one with the Fallen, the Cabal. There's definitely a lot of variety.
Variety is a good word. Yeah, variety is a good expectation to set.
Yep.
Not entirely random, because something that is completely random could lead to a bad experience for the player.
Absolutely.
You always want to entertain. You always want to challenge and give people. I think Destiny does a good job of letting you know what you should go and do. You know, not to create. I think it's difficult to feel heroic when you are confused. Yeah. Although certainly the raid is an exception. But when you're on an adventure, when you're shooting your way through a campaign, to give people an interesting place to explore, but not so interesting that it's confounding and doesn't make sense.
And these end caps, these past, present, future end caps, they're handcrafted. Like, these are all built by artists and designers, and the encounters are custom. The
objective is complete.
Yep.
Collect your rewards, gentlemen. Good shooting, and thank you so much.
Bam.
And you have
there you go.
an updated milestone.
There you go.